Welcome to our first lesson in writing great essays for the IELTS and TOEFL. Writing is one of the most difficult parts of these exams, and what I want to do today is to go over probably the most common mistake students make on the writing portion, and that is subject-verb agreement. Now, I'm not speaking usually of very simple sentences. I'm speaking of more complicated sentences. All right. Now, common errors. In my experience of 25 years reading essays, the biggest mistake is the third person singular. Students get confused between a plural noun and a third-person singular subject and its correct verb. So, not conjugating the third person correctly is the most common error of subject-verb agreement. So remember, he, she, and it. The verb will always end with an S. And it is confusing because he, she, and it are singular, and yet it ends with an S. So you can remember singular ends with an S. The third person plural does not end with an S. Now, sometimes students get confused because plural nouns end with an S. But just, I think all of you know the difference between a verb and a noun. Be aware of what you are writing. And remember, singular third-person subjects need an S at the end of their verb. The next common mistake happens when students try to write more elaborate sentences and they put the overall subject of their sentence far away from the overall verb. Here's an example. A birthday, one of America's most popular holidays, needs to have a party. Now, this sentence can be tricky because your subject is birthday, which is singular. Our verb is needs, so a singular subject conjugates needs. However, you have a plural noun immediately before the verb, but this plural noun, holidays, is not the subject of the sentence. It's just part of this extra little piece in here. Our real sentence is, a birthday needs to have a party. That's our sentence. These words in the center of the sentence are just extra. They make the sentence more exciting. They show some skill, but they're not essential to the overall concept the writer needs or is trying to make. So a birthday needs to have a party. Holidays here is just the end of this. It happens to be plural, but it's not the subject, so we don't need to worry about it. Now most students would make a mistake with the verb here. They would see that they just wrote a plural noun and then they would write the wrong verb. Now, more things to notice. I'm going to repeat what I just said on the previous slide. Clauses that are not essential. So the example I had about the birthday party, we had a whole extra part in there that was not essential to the overall idea of the sentence. Here's another example like this. Greek coffee, which never uses filters, are one of Europe's most popular drinks. This sentence is incorrect. What's my subject? My subject is Greek coffee. Is that singular or plural? It's singular. So I need here a singular form of the verb to be. Greek coffee is one of Europe's most popular drinks. This phrase here, which never uses filters, is just extra. Filters is not the subject of the sentence. So to correct the sentence, I would write, Greek coffee, which never uses filters, is one of Europe's most popular drinks. Now, let's look at another example. The TOEFL exam, essential for many students, are difficult to pass. This is incorrect. Why is it incorrect? Because the subject is TOEFL exam, and it is singular. Students is a plural noun, but it is not the subject of the sentence, nor is it going along with this verb. These words, essential for many students, is just extra. So, to correct this sentence, I would write, the TOEFL exam, essential for many students, is difficult to pass. These are the mistakes that students make when they write a longer sentence that's more complicated to try to earn more points. What happens is they lose the subject of the sentence. They forget what their subject is, and then they write a verb that does not conjugate properly with it. If you make these mistakes, you're dead. Okay, you're never going to pass the writing part of the TOEFL exam. So, also uploaded for this course are many exercises with the correct answers to help you practice finding the subject and finding the correct verb. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.